we doing? I hope you're all safe and well. It's a relatively damp Sunday morning. I'm going digging on a Sunday, which is unusual for me, it has to be said. I've got a whole day to go at it, and very briefly, I've got a huge thank you to give out to the wonderful Paddy Detects, whose logo will be coming up right now. Paddy and his dad, Paddy's cameraman, Andy, introduced me to a really lovely guy called Carl, who lives about 20 minutes from me, and well, his fields appear, well, they are absolutely amazing. You must visit Paddy's channel. I'll put a link in the description. Specifically, have a look at one of his recent videos where he finds a 14th century silver matrix seal on the very fields that I'm going to today. So I'm very excited. Also extremely grateful to Paddy Detects and to Carl for letting me come down today. Shame Paddy and Dad won't be there, but we're gonna have a good day at it. We're gonna see how we get on, and without further ado, I'll see you on the field. Well, we're here, and good old Carl has introduced me to his fields. We're on what's known as the mustard field, and yeah, can't wait. Absolutely fantastic guy. So first find of the day, as always, is a rivet. Moving on. Second find is a harmonica reed, coming up in the 50s, just on the surface. Quite claggy, as you can see. Had a lot of rain as well, so it's a bit sticky, but yeah, expecting good things, hoping for good things. See you in a bit. Right, well, we've got our first coin of the day, but it's not looking very old. It's a penny. Moving on. Right, so we're going to have a little roam back. So this is very ankle breaker stuff. Very clayey, very claggy, and we're not finding a lot so far, just lots of aluminium and my 1p. So yeah, so we're going to roam back that way towards the cars, see if we find anything, and if not, we're going to move to another field. So, might see you in a bit. Well, we're making our way back to the car. Let's put my glove back on. And I think we've got a buckle, but quite a big one. I don't know if it's that old. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, you can see the clay on this this soil. Oh yeah, that's pretty funky. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, alright. I don't think there's anything pattern on it, and I suspect that's a bend rather than a, you know, by design. But yeah, that'll do. It's a buckle. Cool. See you in a bit. Well, we're nearly off the field now. We're going to head off to the silver field, which is encouraging. That's where Paddy's lovely matrix seal and various other wonderful stuff's come out of. And we found a coin. Well, what once was a coin. Absolutely battered. Nothing's coming off that, that's for sure. Cool, it's a coin though. Another coin. There's two. Moving on. Right. So we're now on a different field, which is a little drive from the first field we were on. Much easier to walk on. The other one was really claggy, really kind of ankle breaker stuff, but good fun. So we're on this one now. Reliably informed, it's been an absolute treasure trove of stuff that's come off over the years. So it has been done a lot, but that doesn't mean there's stuff not here. So we shall see you on the first one. Right, we've got something in this little clod. Second find, I found a button on my first one, and it's a blob of metal, but I'm not quite sure what it is yet. It's the turrets of a choo-choo train, the stacks, steam stacks, but I don't think it is. No, I think that's quite modern, isn't it? Yeah, a bit of metal. Don't know. Clean that up back at the ranch. Don't think it's anything. Feels quite modern to me. Cool, moving on. Next one, quite an old button. Still got the shank on it, but that looks proper old to me. Well, you know, oldish. Cool, moving on, see you in a bit. Okay, next one is a lovely 55, and I don't think it's far under the surface, so I thought we'd dig it together. Let's have a look. It's quite solid in places. Still there. Oh, it's quite claggy there. Still there. Interesting. Alright, let's go in and see if we can find it with the pinpointer. Bit of wind, so hopefully it's okay. Missed it, that was why. Cool, that's a lump of bronze, that is. You can tell straight away from the colour. I think that is something that we may never know. Looks like a fin of an arrow, doesn't it? But obviously far too heavy for something like that. Yeah, don't know. But that feels very bronze, very heavy. Any ideas? Let me know. Moving on. We're going to film this one together as well, because this is a 47, 48. Let's see if you can see it. Pretty stable tone. So let's see if we can find it together. I think it might be out. Let's have a look. No. That. Oh yeah, look at that. Coin. Coin just popped out. Definitely a coin. Yeah, that looks like, I can see the orange coming through, so I reckon that's a 2 shilling or something like that. Fairly modern. Let's just give it a clean. It's coin though. Back in a sec. Here she is. Queen Lizzie II. That would have been silver once upon a time, but of course it's made of cupronickel, so that silvering has long since gone. There you go, 2 shilling as I thought, 1967. Well happy with that. That is no problem with that whatsoever. Excellent. Let's go and find some silver ones now. Back in a sec. Well, next one is going to weigh me down. That's awesome. That's old, that. That is a very old lead weight. I suspect trade weight of some description. A little ridge in the middle which suggests it was. Unfortunately, I think I cacked it with my Devon Digger Dares Digger about there, because I had a funny feeling it was going to be deep iron, the tone it was giving, but I'm pleased I persevered. That was a good 9 inches down, that, and that weighs a flipping ton. Awesome. I'll go and show Carl that one. I think he'll like that. Right, back in a sec. Next one was a lovely 29, and that, to me, looks part of a buckle. I think the middle bar would have come down there, and that's one end, so almost like a spectacle buckle, or part of. Yeah, lovely. Don't think there's any pattern on it, but I'll give a little clean, and if there is, I'll let you know. If not, you'll see it on the roundup. Cool. See you in a bit. Well, we've got another coin. Up in the 70s, this one. And that, for me, looks like a nugget. Yeah, it is. It's a pound. It's a £1 coin. It's the old type, or the oldish type, that you can't spend, but you can. Some banks do take them. And I've got a feeling Paddy Detects, aren't you collecting them, mate, for something? So that might be 2 or 3 that I've got. If I have, I'll sellotape them to a bit of card and pop them in the post to you, mate. Yep, pound coin. Moving on. Right. Let's see what we can find. So I'm walking away from you, so apologies for the bum shot. So you'll have seen I've done a recent retro mic upgrade. There's a bit of iron up there somewhere. Yeah, thanks again, Ash. It seems quite trashy here, actually. And lo and behold, I've been treated to a proper wireless mic system because the family knew I needed one, so we got one. So I'm just trying it out now. So I should still be coming through nice and clearly, despite me walking away from you. I don't know what the range is. That's a nice tone. Oh. Not so nice when I turned round, but we'll give it a dig as we're on camera and see what that's out. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's a bit of cack. Cool, moving on. Well, I reckon we've got about an hour left. Been a very quiet hour or so. Found lots of trash. So I think we ventured into a bit of a trashy area, but that's okay. Next one's a 69, and it's literally on the surface, look. Haven't even got to get anything out for that. And it looks coin-shaped. Yeah, it's coin-shaped. Might be relatively modern again. Quite thin. See that? Let's give it a squirt. Back in a sec. Well, disaster. My water bottle is no longer in my bag. So when I stopped for a coffee, it must have fell out. So I'm going to have to venture back to where I think I had my coffee, see if I can find it. If not, we'll have to get another one. Anyway, on the surface, I think it's George VI, isn't it? Yeah, pretty sure. 1951, is that? Cool. Yeah, I think that's a ship halfpenny by the looks of it. Yeah, it is. Yeah, just about to see the old Golden Hind coming through there. Drake's Golden Hind. That's the halfpenny. That's the boat on the halfpenny. Anyway, yeah, cool. It's a coin. Moving on. Try and find me water bottle. We've got an hour. See you in a bit. Phew. Find of the day. Not quite. Water bottle is back. Safe and sound. Awesome. Okay, so welcome to a little snippet that I'm doing a voiceover for. As I mentioned earlier on the video, the reason why I should be keeping Ash's retro mic fix is because the battery life on my new mic setup is only 5 hours long. And this was just over 5 hours, so the audio went for obvious reasons. So this one I recall coming up in the 40s, and I wanted to show it to you because it's a lovely little buckle. Tiny little buckle that came up just on the surface or just under the surface. That was kind of on the way back to the car. Carl and I kind of converged on the last kind of 50, 100 yards and that came up. So, you know, I think no real pattern, a little bit of design to it, which I think you'll see in the roundup. But yeah, nice, pretty old, I think. A couple of 100 years at least, I should imagine. But yeah, so yeah, it's going to be very, very worthwhile keeping Ash's retro mic setup in the bag. But yeah, nice little buckle this one, and as you can see on the left-hand side of it there, just a little bit of pattern, but that's about it. So yeah, another bit of buckle for the day. And then this one was hilarious because, as you'd imagine, that was poking up at me, covered in mud. I thought I'd finally hit a big silver coin on the last hole of the day, but sadly, just a blank disc of aluminium. So that's it for now. Let's get on with the roundup. Welcome to the roundup. What a great day. Thank you so much, Carl, for inviting me down to your wonderful permission. We had about 5 hours together. It was mainly about getting to know each other, really, more than anything else. And I know whilst you're digging, it's not always easy to stop and chat. But we got on really, really well. And we'll be hopefully meeting up again in the next couple of weeks. So a massive thank you again to Paddy Detects for the introduction. Make sure you go and have a look at Paddy's channel, and of course give him a sub if you like what you see. As for the finds, there's a fair bit of cack that didn't make it to the board, kind of aluminium and tins and bits and bobs. That's all gone straight in the scrap or the recycling. But we've got Cat Corner here. This is the thing that I thought was like a train turrets, but it's obviously a kind of electrical terminal. Got that rivet. I think that was one of my first, if not the first find. Some bolty bits and some screwy bits and some greeny bits. And this thing, which was silver, and that came out, I saw the silver kind of poking out like that. But of course it's not silver, it's aluminium cack. We've got a row of buttons, 3, 6, 9, all pretty nondescript. Couple of nice little pewtery type ones. But yeah, they are what they are. Then we've got a row of buckles. Start on the right hand side. These bits come out of pretty much the same hole, side by side. So I'm presuming they're from the same buckle. But yeah, battered. That's lovely. Only a tiny little one. But and again, I don't know if you can see, but there's a tiny little bit of marking on the edge there. So I think it had a little bit of pattern to it at some point. That was probably the oldest buckle, I reckon. I think that would have had a bar there and then obviously replicated this way. So a kind of spectacle type shape. So I reckon that could be medieval, that. But again, broken, sadly. And then this beast, which came out quite early on as well, when we were kind of walking back to the car. So yeah, that's the buckle side of things. The weird and the wonderful, one of those. I was looking at it like that, but actually when I got it home and cleaned it, I think that's a rim to a bronze pot, actually, or a bronze vessel of some description. Weighs a ton. So yeah, we may never know. Little harmonica reed, and then this thing, which was well deep and is well heavy. I did whack it a little bit with the Devon Digger Daz digger. Part of that, I think, is to do with me, sadly, because I thought it was going to be deep iron. Yeah, I think that's obviously a weight of some description, but again, we'll never know. No markings on that. We've got a very, very toasted, I think that's probably a farthing, but weight gone, nothing on that whatsoever. We found a 1 pence, Queen Elizabeth II, 1971. Another Queen Elizabeth II, £1 coin, old style. And again, Dino, I'm going to search out. I think I may have 3 or 4 of them. So if I have, I'll put them on stick them to a piece of card and pop them in the post, mate. A 1967 Queen Elizabeth II 2 shilling. So 40 years earlier, that would have been 50% silver, but sadly not. So it's got the old cupronickel orange to it. And then last but by no means least, I never mind finding a ship halfpenny or a halfpenny, however you want to pronounce it. 1951, little Georgie, there he is on the back. Pretty battered, to be fair. Just about see him coming through there. Anyway, yeah, happy with that. No problem with finding coins. So 4 coins on the day and some other bits and bobs. So again, thanks as always for stopping by. Cheers to Carl. Massive thank you to Paddy Detects. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.